All right, good evening, everybody. So next week starts, we have 8 weeks until the spring semester is over, which is pretty exciting. With that being said, that leads us one step closer to summertime. And does anybody have any vacations yet? One person, Dr. Ward.
He has a money for it now.
Slackers, man. Where are you going to?
Going camping.
Where at?
Beach.
Beach? What beach? No, seriously, it might be on it. Cape Open? Okay. So so myself, DeAndre, Cam, Allie, and Sean, we made a tour guide with 5 destinations, and each one of those destinations is important to us, or has an interest. So the main points we're going to be hitting on tonight. So each location, we're going to hit on the brief history of that location, the cost. So hotels, plane rental, restaurants, activities, events, nightlife. In each one of these destinations, so there's 5 destinations. I covered the east side. Cam did central of the United States. Sean did Hawaii, so I guess we'll call that west. Allie did down in south, and DeAndre did international. So the first site, Ocean City, Maryland. This is of big importance to me. So in my life, ever since I was born, my family has taken me down to Ocean City. So in 2001, it was voted as the All-America City by tourists that came to visit. So it's famous for its 10-mile beach and boardwalk. It's saltwater taffy, which I've never even tried, so I'm not a big fan of it. And it's the white marlin capital of the world. So every year they have a big event where whoever catches the biggest white marlin wins. And last year, Michael Jordan brought his whole big yacht to Ocean City. So I didn't see him though, which is a shame. So population right now, there's 7,000 residents, but during the summertime, they get over 300,000 just on a weekend. So it gets pretty crazy down there. And a little fact, in 1933, there was this big storm. There was Ocean City. It used to be formed with Assateague Island. And now Assateague Island is separate now because of some big storm that came. So if you ever go to Ocean City and you ever see the Ocean City Inlet, it ends because of that big storm. So some cost for hotels, plane rentals. So it's just a simple car ride, okay? About 1.5 to 2 hours depending on traffic. So for me, I have a Honda Civic, so about $16 up and back. So it's a total about $40. Hotel. So I did cheapest to most expensive. So this one on the top left is called the Beach and Boardwalk, and it's $51 a night. And you're gonna think I'm crazy, but there's places worse than this that people stay in, and it's ridiculous. They stay in like trashy places. This one right here, Holiday Inn. There's 2 of these. This one goes for about $81 a night, and the other one is a couple streets down. It goes for about $130 a night, and then this one on the right is called the Hilton Suites. It's about $204 a night. Popular restaurants down at Ocean City. So you have Hooper's Crab House, which is right here on the left. Probably the best, all you can eat. It's off the chains. You got hush puppies, crabs, shrimp. It's banging. This one on the top right is the Lazy Lizard. It's right on the bay side. You have chairs and stuff out there. And then this one, Irish Pub, Shenanigans. I had a couple good nights there, but that's right on the boardwalk. So, and other ones that are on here, the Dough Roller, which is a pizza place, the Shark on the Harbor, Backshore Brewing, and Bull on the Beach. And like I said, Ocean City, it's it's by the beach, so they're most famous for their seafood. So some activities and events. So you have Baja Amusements, which is go-karts, arcade, batting cages, and all that. Then you have Talbot Street Water Sports, which is OC Rocket, the Buccaneer, they're big ships. You'll see them on the next slide in the photo album. And then you have the Assateague Adventure Cruise. Jolly Rogers Water Park, which is really, really expensive. I don't know. I guess I'm trying to advertise that to you guys. And it takes forever to get through lines, but you didn't hear that from me. So then you got mini golf, and then Ripley's, believe it or not, it's kind of like an eccentric museum. I've been in there one time and I got lost. I couldn't get out. It shows stuff like shrunken heads, there's some gory stuff. So if you guys want to take a look at that, go ahead. Trippers Rides, which is the boardwalk rides, which is on the inlet, and then Paradise Water Sports, which is jet skis, banana boat, parasailing. So you'll see this on the next slide. So this is the Duncanere. So if you have any kids, they usually take them out on a big pirate ship, which is pretty cool. OC Rocket, which is there on the right. I've been on that. I was 6, so I don't really remember. But they go out and show you the dolphins and stuff. It's pretty cool. And then top right is the Banana Boat, and I think they do like 12 people, something like that, and they pull you. And then up top is Ripley's Believe It or Not. So if you're ever on the boardwalk and you see it, it's a pretty cool, interesting thing to check out. So nightlife. So this is the Ocean City Boardwalk, and this is what it looks like in the summertime. It's pretty packed. It's like New York City. So nightlife, you got the Ocean Downs Casino, the Secrets, which is a pretty cool hangout spot during the day and at night. Like I said, boardwalk, and if you're a teenager, they have an under 21 club, believe it or not. I never checked that out. 28th Street Pit and Pub, Liquid Therapy, which is a waterfront bar. PJ's on the Water, Harpoon Hannah's Restaurant, and the Purple Muse Saloon. So and right here I got a couple pictures. So Harpoon Hannah's is a pretty nice location to check out. Purple Moose is along the boardwalk. And bottom right is the Secrets. So I've been there like once or twice. It's pretty cool. It's a unique idea. And then up top right is that under 21 dance club. So if a lot of teenagers go in there, and it tends to, on the weekends it tends to wrap around the whole boardwalk. That's how packed it gets. So with that being said, I will pass it to the Central United States with Cam.
Hi, my name is Cameron Sanabria. So I'm going to talk about the Midwest here, which is the central part of the United States. So does anyone know why they call it the Midwest? No? So after we bought the western states of the United States, and after the Civil War, they called this the Middle West, meaning like just the middle of the United States, and like, you know, not differentiating the western states, so like California and all those other states. So I got Chicago. I came here senior year of high school, so it was pretty fun. Got to spend a week here in this beautiful city. So home of one of the tallest buildings on the planet, the Willis Tower, constructed in 1837, and it is actually, constructed in 1970, and it's actually 1,450 feet tall. There's over 2.7 million people in the city of Chicago. There's 50 movable bridges that go in between the Chicago River here, and they invented deep dish pizza, as you can see right here. It's pretty good. It's like a tomato pie, basically. All right, so some experiences. So right here you got the Willis Tower sky deck. So you can actually stand 4 feet beside the building, like basically like on the side of the building, and you're about like 1,100 feet in the air. So you're just able to kind of see actually 4 states. So if you're at the top of the Willis Tower, you can see the rest of Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Indiana. And then also, not even 1,100 feet, 1,300 feet in the air. They have over 20 man-made beaches. One of the earliest man-made beaches being created in the late 1800s, around 1890. And you also have like the city boat tour. So like they basically like colored the river green for St. Patrick's Day. So they do that like every year. And on this city boat tour, you get to kind of look at all the architecture around here. So all the buildings have like their own unique architecture around the city here. So they have like their own kind of like artistic taste. It's not all the same thing like New York City, where I'm from. So right here you got the Miracle Towers. So like these basically house residents, and I call them like the corn on the cob towers because they look like corn on the cob. It's pretty cool. And then you got also like the city walk. So like you kind of have your own avenue to kind of walk down, and it stretches through the entire Chicago River. And it's also called like the hold on one second here. The Magnificent Mile. So it has like fashion stores, restaurants, and again, beautiful architecture here. And restaurants. So Giordano's, that's an amazing restaurant here. And they serve deep dish pizza. We got Twin Anchors Restaurant and Tavern. So Frank Sinatra used to eat at this restaurant back in the day. And also, while the Blues Brothers were filming their film, they also visited this restaurant. Italian Village, so this is like authentic Italian food. So they make like authentic gravy and pasta, like gravy meaning like just pasta sauce. And then also the nightlife. So you got Wrigley Field up here. So the Chicago Cubs, they won the World Series in 2016. They broke a 108-year curse. So that was pretty awesome to kind of like walk outside the ballpark and see the whole atmosphere. Like, it's really a baseball town there. I really like being there. And also you could catch a live play, so seeing Chicago in Chicago, that would probably be really cool. And then also the Blue Man Group. So I went there and it was a pretty different experience. So like you got to kind of like play around with these like huge bouncing balls that just like shoot from the ceiling, and there's like a whole bunch of like fluorescent. It's crazy. It's definitely worth it if you guys want to do it. So you got the Bean over there. It's kind of like nicknamed the Bean. So it's made out of like a whole bunch of steel plates, and what it's supposed to represent is Millennium Park. So like it's gonna reflect all the events that happen in the park, so people can kind of like reflect, and it's just showing all the goodness that's happening in there. So you got Soldier Field, so you got the soccer team and also the Chicago Bears, they play at that field. You got the John Hancock building right here, and then you got the White Sox field up there, baseball. Expenses, so hotels can range from $70 to $160 per night, depending if you want to stay at the Trump International or just a regular bed and breakfast in the city. Dining out could range from $20 to $80 per meal per person. So if you're gonna dine out at Wrigley Field or some restaurants around there, or go into Miracle Mile, you might be looking at the higher end of that. Events also $20 to $145 per ticket per person. So like Blue Man Group was like $80 a person. I'm sure the Chicago play is about maybe $145, like on the top end of that, per person. And maybe going to a Wrigley game, $18, $20 per person. And I'm gonna pass it on to Sean. Here you go.
Aloha, welcome to Hawaii. I'm Sean Chandler. I'll be talking to you guys a little bit about Hawaii. So Hawaii is one of the most popular vacation destinations in the entire world. The population is 1.4 million. They're deeply rooted cultural beliefs. So like when you go there, they're about their history. So when you go, there's a lot of different activities to do involving their history. You get to learn more about what their kingdom was like before America took it over. And their official language is Alio. So this is a trip cost. So up here, so right here, I'm sorry, this is the package. So it starts at $899 to $1,089, when you can do the average plane ticket is $760, and the 5-night stay ranges from $522 to $2,790. Rental car is always $45 per day. Experiences, there's a lot of stuff to do in Hawaii as well, like scuba diving, as you can see up here, parasailing, surfing, mountain tubing, as these kids are doing right here, zip lining, and also whale watching. So when you want to go see whale watching, is the best time to go is in May. Top restaurants. So a lot of these restaurants are mostly Hawaiian cultural background. So like Ethel's Grill, he came from Japan and he was so into the culture that he started cooking and mixing Japanese culture with Hawaiian culture. Mitsu Ken, he did the same thing. Helena's Hawaiian is authentic Hawaiian food. So if you want the real Hawaiian experience, go to Helena's. We also have Pickin' and the Lady, and Margot Brothers, which is mostly like a seafood type bar place. Bar Letter Apron is another bar, and Lamb's Kitchen. Down here is the traditional Hawaiian dinner that you'll see when you go. Nightlife includes luau's and beach parties. Also, there's a lot of tiki bars and nightclubs, so you can go a little bar hopping a little bit. And Macau Gardens is absolutely beautiful at night. All right, now I'll pass it to Allie.
I'm Allie. I'm going to be showing you why I think you should book a trip to Miami, Florida. Miami is one of the most popular places to book a vacation in the South. It's best known for its gorgeous white sand beaches, warm weather all around, and great food. The population there is 471,000. 60% of that population speaks Spanish, and the other 40% speaks English. For your average cost, a plane ticket usually ranges between $190 and $410. That price gap is mainly due to the season. For hotels, they're gonna range from $64 to $285 per night, and that just depends on which hotel you stay in. From your 1-star, which is just gonna have like your essentials, your bed, bed sheets, bathroom, to your 5 stars, you're gonna start paying for comfort, a bigger room, upgraded TV, maybe 24-hour room service, things like that. You're gonna need a rental car, so the average car rental is $27 a day. If you're an animal person, popular wildlife locations, we have Miami Sea Aquarium. And the top picture on the left, you can go swim with the dolphins. And the bottom picture with the stingrays, if you're on the crazy side, you can go swim with the stingrays. They're supposed to be harmless, unless they're threatened. On the top right, you can take pictures with sea lions. And on the bottom right, they have events there where it's like a whale show where they do different tricks with their trainers. The zoo was also popular. They hold over 3,000 animals there. And it's gonna be all your exotic animals, lions, zebras, giraffes, elephants, koala bears, all that type of stuff. The giraffe picture, the little boy is feeding the giraffe